All right, we are live. I am going to press record. I'm going to upload this directly on the podcast as well. I am so excited to be here. And as you can see, I set myself up in front of my Christmas tree. I've got my favorite Christmas cup. My kids are in school for the last day of 2025. And as you know it, if you're a mom around this season, it is absolutely the most busy time of the year. And it's really easy to get lost into all of the holiday things. And I really wanted to take time on this Friday morning to come on live and to really explain, to really not miss this opportunity to really do a clear assessment on what went on in 2025. I know for myself, I've done this many years that I just bypassed all of the things. I've got too caught up in all the holiday things. And the next thing I know, we're the first week of January and I still have to put my Christmas tree down and I haven't really set my intentions as to what I want to create this year, and also not create an assessment or not even have an assessment of what happened in the previous year. Okay. So with that said, I'm really excited because I've been working on something for a couple months now, and my sister is a creative genius. She's made it into a whole guide. Okay, you guys, look how beautiful this is. It is unbelievably beautiful. And I'm going to show you how you can actually use the guide. And this is a free asset. You're going to be able to go get it and download it directly on the website. There's so much reflection and journaling prompts in here that I'm personally doing this on Sunday night. And that's why I wanted to come on live, because what's happening now in this time of year, some years it's fallen on Christmas Eve, okay? This Sunday, December 21st, okay, it's going to be winter solstice. And what winter solstice does is that it's actually the most dark day of the whole year. And what it does energetically. Okay, so let's just be real. You can do this whole guide. You can create a personal assessment. You don't have to use this guide. You can create your own personal assessment and create clarity, vision at any time of the year. Okay, you can do that. I'm just telling you that energetically, it is much more powerful to do it on December 21st or any day that follows it. The most powerful day is actually on the 21st of December, because it is the longest day and it is winter solstice. So what does winter solstice represent energetically? What it means is that it's an opportunity to assess and release, okay? It literally creates this kind of bubble of energy that you just kind of take on everything that you need to let go and you just put it away, okay? Put it away somewhere else. So it's a really great time to do an assessment. The other thing energetically is that it actually has you more in a theta and alpha state, which might be total gibberish to you, but it is brain waves. And brain waves that are the most active are in beta, in alpha, and theta, like I just mentioned. It's literally those brain waves that we find when we're in hypnosis, when we are in hypnosis, meditation, any type of energy that you really get to put forth what you're bringing into the world, okay? We are energetic beings, and I see it too often that people go year after year, it's like Groundhog Day, just year after year, the same year, same patterns. And it's no surprise that happens when you don't have intention, right? When you don't set the marker. And for those of you who don't know, I tested this for myself. I was 25 years old. I created a whole vision board, and I'm actually going to be hosting many free workshops, vision board workshops, because a lot of people think over this holiday season, a lot of people think that vision boards is just wishful thinking, okay? And it's not wishful thinking, you guys. It's really setting the intention, setting the pyramid, the tone as to where you're heading into your life, okay? So when I was 25 years old, I went to a personal growth conference, which I'm a huge advocate on personal growth. I practice that. I host book clubs. I do all those things within my life. And one of the reasons why I was so attracted to NLP was because personal growth is like books, audiobooks, listening, doing the affirmations and all of the things. And NLP really brings the science of integration into all of this stuff. And that's where the guide comes in. That's why I created all these specific prompts for you to integrate everything that you're putting as an intention and everything that you're releasing be put away, to be setting the direction of where you want to go. Okay. I'm so happy that you're enjoying this. And I'm going to give indications in the comments and in the show notes for the podcast as to where you can find the guide. It's not right now available. It's going to be available by tomorrow, but I wasn't going to have time tomorrow to come on live or to record. So I wanted to make sure to do this right now. Now, another one of the journal prompts that's in there is to really set the tone as to assess where has been your energetic home, right? I see it so often. People go, oh my God, this is just the way that I've always been. And I think personally, as I know it, you can define your own identity and you can pivot your identity at any time. Okay. And what you identify with is what you attract. So if you've always been a negative person, you will continue to attract negative circumstances in your life. Whereas if you identify as a happy, lucky person, ironically, that happy, lucky person continues to attract happy circumstances and lucky things. And it doesn't mean that challenges don't come about. It's just that how you look at things is different. Things are perceived differently. Change the way you look at things, the things you look at will change, right? That's one of my favorite quotes. And so we're really going to take an assessment throughout that guide as to where has been my energetic home this year. And I love that question because we can always reflect back and go, wait a minute, I've been sitting in a home of frustration. I've been sitting in a home of sadness. I've been sitting in a home of discontent, frustration, feeling stuck. And the coolest thing about it is that you get to assess what has been that direction, that emotional home, and how has it directed your life this past year, and what are you willing to change this year? So on that note, again, if you come on this video or this podcast at like a year from now and you're like, oh, I miss Worcester solstice, which I've done that at one time, a couple of times throughout these last 10 years and decades of being really passionate about personal growth. It's happened, right? So just to set the tone, you can change, you can literally do this at any time. It is so powerful to create awareness as to what your personal patterns are, because once you become aware, you can start to change things. It's when we're unaware, that's when we can't change or pivot ourselves into a different direction. So long story short, I literally did this vision board when I was 25 after getting out of a personal growth conference. And I asked myself to be completely delusional as to what I expected out of my life, okay? I expected what I expected in the energetic home that I was attracting, where I wanted to live, the kind of relationships I wanted around me, the kind of people that I wanted to be around, the kind of impact I wanted to have on people, what kind of mother I wanted to be, and I think I mentioned where I wanted to live. And, of course, I was 24, so there was a lot of material things, but I tested this out. I watched this video. So I put all those images into a video, which you could call a mind movie. And I watched it morning and night for literally 6 months. And what that did is that everywhere I went about, I was a single girl at the time. And what that did was that I was no longer like looking for my soulmate, because I already knew my soulmate was somewhere. I already knew he was on his way. I placed my order in the catalog of life, and I literally surrendered to God about everything in my life. I said, you know what? If I could have it this way, I would really love that. And I surrendered. And now it's so crazy because there's been so many moments in my life that I'm like, oh my God, I had that like picture of me in Hawaii. I had this picture there. We used to vacation a lot in Florida, and there's a picture on that vision movie of like a patio in Florida. And I'm like, man, I feel like I had seen this in my vision movie over and over and over and over again. And it just became second nature that my subconscious mind, I didn't understand the science to it. I tested it out for myself and I witnessed the changes. And then I went to go dive into almost like 500 hours of understanding how the subconscious mind works and how you can actually, people talk about manifestation and they get freaked out by it, or they're really fascinated by it, or they treat it like it's magic. It's actually science. All of it is science. It's science based, and science is showing more and more that we become what we think about. And so I'm really excited about delivering. Hey, I'm excited to see a beautiful face that I know here. The thing is that we become what we think about the most often. And when we don't take time or a pause on our busy life, especially during this time of year, we miss the greatest opportunity to set the tone for 2026. And so I'm going to put all the show notes in the comments where you can find the guide. But I'm blown away by the creative genius that helped put this all together. Wellness Creative. I'm like blown away. It is so beautiful. And it's my gift to you. So it's my Christmas gift to you to be able to take the time for yourself. Literally put the timer on. Make yourself a tea. Okay, like I'm obsessed with my Christmas cup. I was like laughing because I have literally 200 200 coffee cups. I'm exaggerating, obviously, in my cupboard. But the only one that I want to be using for the last month, and I'm only going to use till New Year, is my Christmas cup. And so set yourself up. Take a time on Sunday night. Remember, so winter solstice is Sunday night. So whether it's Saturday, between Saturday and Sunday, Monday, during that period. And again, if you listen to this at another time, anytime to use the guide, but it's just so powerful energetically. You actually get to use the magic of what's happening energetically in the world while you're setting the intention for your life. It is so much more, it can pivot your life in such an incredible way. And so I wish that upon you to have the most incredible year yet. Take time this weekend, put 40 minutes on the timer, if not more. Maybe put a face mask on, relax, light a candle up. Just take time for you to really set the intention and the tone for what's about to come. And you'll see things are going to pivot and you're going to see a lot of release come from through it. So that's my wish and my intention for all of you. So have a phenomenal day. Last day for all the moms out there that have their kids in school. Last day of a little bit of freedom, and I'm just going to hammer down all of my to-do list, but I wanted to come on here and explain a little bit more about this really awesome tool that's going to be out there on live within the next 24 hours for all of you to use. So take care, you guys. Have a great day. Bye-bye.